We are here at chapter 9 in the book of Shftim, the book of Judges, one of the most dramatic chapters in the book of Shftim. Gidon, aka Yerubal, is one of the most successful leaders the Jewish people have, but since he has 70 children, we have a battle of succession. Who is going to lead and who is going to inherit after their father? Yerubal, Gidon. So one of the sons, Avimelech, does something grotesque and unthinkable. He kills 70 of his siblings. He goes and he says, look, he tells the people, who do you want to rule over you? You want 70 people to rule over you, or do you want one person to be in charge? Of course, you want one person to be in charge, and coincidentally, that would be me. And so this is what they do. He convinces the people of Shechem. He hires many mercenaries, and he goes and he kills his 70 siblings. Yikes. Only one is able to survive. His little brother Yotam, we're going to see later how that brother is going to come back to haunt him. But you see that he kills 70 of his brothers, and indeed the people of Shechem appoint Gidon's son, Avimelech, and he is in charge. Now, Yotam, the little brother, did not have his last word. Yotam goes to the top of Mount Gerizim. You may remember from the book of Devarim, Yotam, the surviving brother, the lone survivor, goes to the top, and he says a very famous mashal, a very famous parable, which incidentally was used by the founding fathers of the United States of America to argue against monarchy. He says the following: one day the trees looked for a king, and so they pursued different trees to say, okay, you're going to be the king of all the trees. And so he starts off and he says, okay, we're going to start with the olive. They come to the olive tree and they say, why don't you be the king of the trees? And the olive says, what are you talking about? I produce such excellent oil. It is used to anoint kings. You think I need to go be in charge of anybody? I'm so successful on my very own merit. Who needs that? Anyways, so they go to the fig tree. And the fig says, I deliver the most delicious, luscious fruit. Why would I go become king when I have so much going on in my own life? And then they go to the geffen, they go to the grape, and they say, why don't you be our king? And the grape says, are you kidding me? I produce the wine that's used in so many festive occasions. What, do I have no life? Should I be in charge of... Do I have no life? Should I be in charge of you guys? And finally, they come to the atad. The atad is a prickly tree that really has no fruit, has nothing good going on for it, has nothing, no good smell. It just prickles. And of course, the atad says, you know what? I am really going to be your king. And if you want me to be your king, come sit in my shade, which of course is not great shade, it's prickles. And if you don't sit in my shade, I will go and I will burn down all the cedars of the Lebanon. Now, what is the point of this mashal? The point is that if someone is successful, has a lot going for them, they're not looking to be in charge of others. They want to do what they're doing. And so Yotam is telling them, you think that Avimelech, my brother, wanting to rule over you is a good thing? You think it's because he's full of merit and good things? No, it's because he's like the atad. He's got nothing. He's a prickly tree. And so Avimelech says to the people of Shechem, if you did something good, if indeed you're right and you chose Avimelech because he's a great guy, God bless you, fine. But if not, what's going to happen, like the atad burning down all the cedars, that's what's going to happen to you. Because my father Gidon saved you guys. He helped you guys so much. And you guys are rewarding the man who killed his 70 sons. That is not something that God is going to reward you well for. And you're all going to be burned just like the other trees are consumed by the fire of the atad. Yotam then picks up after this fiery speech, gets off the top of the mountain where he called out to everyone. He did it from the top of the mountain so no one can catch him immediately. And he runs away to a place called Be'er. Avimelech rules over the people of Israel for 3 years, and then the blood of the 30 sons of Gidon starts demanding revenge. And they decide to start chasing him, and they decide to ambush him. They're going to ambush Avimelech, and so Gal ben Eved, which as his name indicates, he's the son of a slave, which is not an honorable title. And Gal ben Eved is then the guy that's going to ambush him. He says, listen, let's ambush, let's kill Avimelech. We're done with him. We're so tired of him. And anyways, he killed 70 of his siblings. They go and they all pick the fruit of their vineyards, they drink, they get drunk, they curse Avimelech, and Gal ben Eved says, yay, I'm going to lead the fight, and we're going to overthrow Avimelech. Spoiler alert, doesn't end well, but basically the people of Shechem, while they're drinking from their vineyards and their wines, they're demanding to overthrow Avimelech, and they choose Gal ben Eved to lead the coup. Zvul, the Sar Ha'ir, the mayor, hears this plan to assassinate Avimelech, and he's like, maybe not a good idea. So he sends secret emissaries to Avimelech. He says, be careful, they're ambushing you, they want to kill you. Be careful, they're coming to Shechem to kill you, to assassinate you. Why don't you stay out in the field overnight, and then when they come to assassinate you, make sure that you are there to greet them. And indeed, Gal ben Eved comes to Avimelech to get him, but Avimelech is already waiting in the fields, and Avimelech looks around, Gal, the assassin, the coup leader, looks around, and he notices something very strange. He notices that there's lots of soldiers in the vineyards as the sun is going up, and he tells the people with him, he tells Zvul, who is a double agent, he tells him, look, it looks like there's soldiers waiting for us. Are you sure this ambush is good? And then he gaslights him. Famous words, he tells him, Etzel haharim ataroe keharim. Nah, that's not human beings that are waiting for you there. You're seeing the shadow from the mountains as if it's actual mountains. You're seeing nothing. You're just imagining. And slowly but surely he says, no, Zvul, I see people coming. This is not going well. But by then it's too late. And Zvul tells him, well, you remember you spoke so tough and you were going to assassinate Avimelech? Well, then be a big man and go, remember you said you're going to fight him? Well, go fight him now. And indeed, Avimelech chases him and he so far succeeds. Now, Avimelech says, we got to make the people of Shechem pay a price. And he surrounds the city of Shechem, destroys the buildings, and kills many of the people. But then there's a place called Migdal Shechem. Many of the people go to the city tower. They hide in the city tower, and they lock the doors so that Avimelech cannot give them. Avimelech does something very cruel. He tells everyone that's with him, go cut trees. Everyone cuts lots of trees. They torch fire, and they burn all the people that are hiding in this tower to escape what his revenge. Then there's another place called Migdal Oz. There was the strongest peak of the tower, of the city tower, and he's not able to get to that. Avimelech comes close, he wants to burn it as well, but a woman takes the wheel that she uses to weave, the sewing wheel, and she throws it from the top of the mountain, and it lands on his head, cracks his skull. And just so you understand how fragile his ego is, he tells the person with him, take out your sword and kill me, so that no one says that a woman was the one who killed him. He rather die faster than anybody say that he was killed by a woman. But the Perek ends off saying, this is the revenge for Avimelech killing all of his siblings. The curse of Yotam has come true, and that is the end of Avimelech. So, to summarize it up quickly, the son of Gidon, aka Yerubal, says, look, who's going to be in charge? 70 sons of Gidon, or just me, the one son, Avimelech? So he kills his 70 siblings. The one sibling that survives is Yotam. Yotam then goes to the top of the mountain. He gives his famous mashal, his parable, where he says the trees wanted a king, and all the trees that give fruits rejected this proposal because they all had a life. Then, of course, who wants to be in charge? The one that has nothing, the Atad, the prickly one. And he says two options. Either the Atad is going to give you great shade and you'll have a good life, or he'll burn all of you down. More likely that's going to happen. Then the people of Shechem decided to rebel. Zvul decides to betray them and to tell Avimelech that it's about to happen. And that's how Gal ben Eved, the leader of the coup, gets killed in an ambush by Avimelech. Avimelech burns the city down and destroys it, but last minute in Migdal Oz, the top tower, a woman throws her sewing wheel at his head, and he is fatally struck, but he tells his servant, Avimelech tells his servant, kill me so that no one says that a woman killed me. That is chapter 9, Perek Tet. Thank you for listening.